All right, so it's been a while since we've talked about Keith Lee on this channel because obviously he isn't a very controversial person, but instead he's a very beloved and respected person on the internet, and it's a huge influencer on TikTok when it comes to food and food reviews. But today we got to talk about it. We got to talk about him because some more TikTok drama unfolded involving Keith Lee, and the people involved gave us a masterclass on how to destroy a business in 30 seconds. Last time we spoke about Keith Lee, it was over the fallout over his food tour in Atlanta that caused a huge uproar on the internet because Keith Lee decided to expose what the restaurant scene was really like in Atlanta, with some restaurants having weird rules and the overall vibe of the scene down there, and how he wasn't a fan of a lot of these places for that reason.
Fresh off the plane, ATL, the first place we went to is Atlanta Breakfast Club. I got it, let's try it, and rate it 1 through 10. We spent $144.60. But granted, we got food for 5 adults and 2 kids. The customer service was interesting. While the people were nice, the rules they had set were very unique to me. We initially tried to do takeout, but when we came in, they said we couldn't sit down, and there was no space at the bar for us to stand. So we had to stand outside and order our food. And then we decided we just gonna dine in. But 2 people in our party stepped out for a second, because again, we fresh off the plane, so everybody was trying to get situated. The waitress, again, she was nice, but she told us she couldn't take any orders, or she couldn't do anything until everybody sat down. No water, no coffee, no drink orders, no nothing. She also said they can only do 1 order and there's no add-on.
Even Cardi B got in on it and defended Keith Lee and talked about her experiences with the Atlanta restaurant scene.
So while I know that being a restaurant owner is a lot of hard work, and so many people have invested money in their restaurants, and people, you know, like this is their everything, but I always find this: eating in Atlanta, it is such an event. And I always say this to my man, it's something about the restaurants in Atlanta. I don't know, is it because I'm from New York, right? And I feel like in New York, people just love to make money. I feel like in Atlanta, it's always something. Like, first thing first, right? I feel like Atlanta restaurants, they don't like to make money. I feel like they don't like people. They don't like their customers. They just don't fucking like it. First thing first, right? You could barely order in Atlanta restaurants. Like, you go like, hey, I would like to make order. Oh yeah, we don't take orders. We don't take orders. It gets to the point that I literally have to I have to tell like people that order food for me, like, can you just name drop my name? Because first and first, they don't do no pickup orders. They don't do deliveries. They just don't do shit. Second, Atlanta restaurants, right? They be closed on the most random shits. Like, it's like you look at you go looking for a restaurant on Google, and it's like, oh, this shit look good. Oh, what do you mean? Y'all niggas closed Monday through Wednesday? Or they'll just have the most random days closed. Like, oh, they close on Tuesday. Or like, it's just the most random shit. Like, it's like, y'all motherfuckers don't like making bread. Like, I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. And then with some Atlanta restaurants, I be noticing too that it's like, it's either they open too late or they close too early. Like, motherfuckers be closing like at 6 o'clock, or will take a fucking it's just insanity. And it's always the food wait is so busy. It's so busy. Like, I feel bad for Atlanta residents. Y'all have to go through. Thank you, Jesus, I'm famous. But even me being famous is like a hassle. It's a hassle. Motherfuckers don't like making money out there. Like in New York, a restaurant is gonna open up early and gonna close up fucking late. They're gonna serve you all the motherfucking time. Like, even with the bougie restaurants, like even with the bougie restaurant, it's not as bad as fucking like the Atlanta service. It's like the Atlanta like food, the catering service, like it's almost like, it's like they treat you like they doing you a favor, like they doing you a favor.
A lot of people weren't too happy with Keith Lee over this, and even former NFL player Ocho Cinco had something to say about it.
I don't like the fact of what he's doing.
Ocho,
I don't like
Ocho.
it. I don't like the critiquing of our restaurants and having people and talking bad about our goddamn businesses, and
Ocho,
like, dude, you know how hard it is
and I get it, Ocho.
for us to even get in the food industry and to have our own restaurant. And so
Ocho.
What are we doing?
Well, this time the drama began with this clip.
Oh, it's Monday and Keith Lee is officially in Dallas. I saw him upload a video and I asked him for help and come to visit my mom's food truck to hopefully turn it around, because right now I'm having to help her out financially, and I've never had to do that my entire life. She's always been self-sufficient. She is an award-winning pastry chef, and she is a culinary chef. She has 2 degrees. Her food is extremely good. We are just from Milwaukee, and here in Dallas, it's kind of hard with the marketing because we don't know our way even around yet.
So apparently the way people found out Keith was in Dallas was because he had been posting clips of him around the city, and this guy decided to make a video to see if Keith Lee would come and visit his mom's struggling food truck, try her food, and give her some of that Keith Lee effect, and that is exactly what happened.
Well, we here. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 to 10. He spent $80.11. We are in North Dallas, Texas. We in a hood. I'm not gonna say it no other way. We in a hood. They outside cutting hair, doing braids, waiting on us. They both on live at the same time, him and his sister, but they outside ready, so we had to be 00 this whole time. I'm talking about 007 agent. A pulled pork sandwich, fried ribs with french fries, Dre chicken tacos with beans and rice, and 2 orders of banana pudding. Is this $80 worth of food? In my opinion, no.
But considering the fact that it's been slow and she has an overhead, the fact that this is a food truck and everything is made to order, I understand.
We're gonna start with the pulled pork sandwich. I wish the bun was a little more high quality. You can tell these just regular buns. Like a sweet bun on this, we'll take this over the top. But as it is, I'm not mad at that. It's nothing crazy. 7.8 out of 10. That's a chicken fried rib. I gotta wipe some of the sauce off. The sauce is good, but I don't think it's a homemade sauce. But this rib itself don't even need the sauce, to be honest with you. I don't know where she got these ribs from. Look how much meat is on that rib. In my opinion, I would take a lot of the sauce off because it don't need it. The rib by itself is very flavorful. It's crispy. It's meaty. The ribs with the sauce as is, I'm gonna go with 7 out of 10. But I feel like if she take this sauce off, this can be an 8.5. That salsa might be homemade. That sauce is good. It's just a chicken taco. It's a great chicken taco though. It's seasoned. That sauce is spicy. 8.7 out of 10.
After this, Keith Lee decided to be extremely generous with this lady and the crew that was out there and left a $4,000 tip, $2,000 for her and $1,000 each for the barber and the braider.
Before we left, we went in and had a conversation with the mom, and we thanked everybody for having us. Me and the mama prayed together, and we left a $4,000 tip behind. God, it's amazing.
I appreciate y'all for having us. I see y'all giving out haircuts and doing braids. So we want to leave $1,000 to the barber so we can cut everybody hair for free. We want to leave you $1,000 to cut hair. We want to leave you $2,000. Yeah, I appreciate it. So see you charge my barber $4,000 and y'all give me y'all pay. I appreciate it. Absolutely.
This is when it all started going downhill because one of the girls who was there helping out the food truck lady posted this TikTok video.
What's up, y'all? I bet you're wondering how we got here. Well, let me tell you. So a lot of y'all know yesterday I got to meet Keith Lee. Great. Congratulations. I'm still humbled by the experience. Like, I am ecstatic. A lot of y'all was on my live when he said this.
I see y'all giving out haircuts.
My little brother, yeah.
We want to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut
everybody. Oh, that's my little brother. He went to go pick up my baby brother from school.
We want to leave you $1,000 to cut hair. We want to leave you $2,000.
And granted, everything was cool, right? Me being me and thinking everybody else is going to have the same genuine heart as me, I charged him $4,000 on his car, meaning all the money went to the food truck in hopes that she would do what she needed to do, right? Wrong. So after everything had died down, mind you, on top of him tipping $4,000, this man left an extra $886 to feed everybody else that was coming, right? Right. But this is where she went wrong. I'm in the truck, mind you, I'm a worker. This is your business, so I'm doing what you say. She tell me after this person, which is a third person, that you got to start charging again. Now, it's one thing when he say I'm leaving this for free and for somebody to come and order like one of everything on the menu and try to get both desserts and drinks and shit. Like, yeah, you can put a limit on that. But if this man left you almost $1,000, why the fuck did you stop handing free food out after the third person? Make it make sense.
So Keith Lee left an additional amount of money so that whoever showed up after him could eat for free and she decided that after he left, she was gonna start charging again after the third person who was given free food. That is extremely selfish of this lady to take advantage of the good heart of a person who left her that money for a specific purpose, and she went and did this. But this isn't even the worst part of this whole situation. This is just the beginning of this whole mess. In that same video, that girl showed a conversation between her and the business owner about the money that Keith Lee left.
Shit. So I hit her this morning, was like, Kim, you have workers today? Also, there's a guy who's wanted to do your menu and flyers for you, so I'm sending him your number. Who is this? Sherelle. Yes, I have workers for today, and you can send me his info. Thank you. That was it. So I respond back. I will send you his Instagram, and did you see if your money cleared? You can keep the money that was left for me, but my brother is preparing to leave and go back home, and I'm unsure how he'll get it once he leaves. Granted, all I had to do was send it to her, or she could have sent it to him, whatever. She said, please call me back so an agreement can be made. But before we even got to those messages, she called me and she was just like, well, I didn't invite your brother to come out there and cut hair. I didn't invite you. My son invited you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give $1,000 to my son and he'll give y'all whatever it is he see fit out of there.
So this situation just went from bad to worse, because not only did this lady not do what Keith Lee wanted with the $800, but she thought that because she didn't invite the barber or the braider, all the money belonged to her, even though Keith Lee clearly said it was $1,000 for the barber and $1,000 for the braider. It's insane to me that someone is willing to ruin their business over $4,000 that could have been made back quickly now that her business had been Keith Lee approved. Following this, her son gave the worst response you could ever give to the allegations by saying this.
Okay, so let me address this situation and let me tell y'all the truth, unbiased, of what's really going on. Basically, somebody wants clout and they want their name involved in this situation so bad that they are telling lies in order to gain attention and followers. Notice that all of their videos mentioning Keith Lee, whether positive or negative, are the only ones on their page that are over 100,000 views. Check out mine. That's not the case. I do not have to use Keith Lee to exploit for views. I would never do that to him. The fact that somebody I call my friend is doing that is making me sick to my stomach, and that's why I was not trying to make a video to address it. Like I told Sherelle, let's handle it privately. However y'all want to do it, we can email Keith Lee, we can talk to him, we can figure it out. But this internet stuff, ain't no point for that. That's just for views and money and clicks. Like, we don't need to do that. The issue was, listen to the words that Keith Lee said in this video.
Thank y'all for having us. I see y'all giving out haircuts and doing braids. So we want to leave $1,000 to the barber so we can cut everybody else's.
Everybody speak English, right? Everybody heard him say he wanted to give $1,000 to the barber to cut everybody's hair for free.
Yeah, but that isn't for you to decide what's done and what's not. He specifically gave his money for the haircuts, and if you felt like he didn't hold his end of the bargain, then maybe you needed to contact Keith Lee and return him his money, not decide that it was now yours. Whether the barber did his job or not, the money wasn't for you to keep. Mind you, this is the son of the same person who did not do what Keith asked her to do when he left her $800 for free food, and she instead decided to start charging after the third person.
When it came time for that to happen, the barber said he could not make it. He cut one head for free that day, and that was before Keith Lee even got there. Everybody else, he got paid for. He pulled up to the event because he knew Keith Lee was going to be there, because we got a call the day before saying he was. So in order to help build his brand, we allowed him to use the generator, use everything else, use whatever resources he needed to help him build his business.
Am I misunderstanding this? How did the barber cut two people's hair but couldn't make it to the event? Was he there or was he not? And based on the picture in your video, it seems like he was there. So I'm not understanding what he's saying. If you understood what he meant, can you please explain to me in the comments? Anyways, even the mom got involved, and this is what she had to say about the whole thing.
Give that barber $1,000 for free haircuts. He should have said, anybody, come on, who want their haircut for free? Come on. Then he would have deserved it. Then that would have made him with me, because now you're helping me. You're shining on me. This man was not with me.
Again, this wasn't money for you to keep though. Keith Lee specifically said the money was for the barber for haircuts, not to keep the money if he didn't cut $1,000 worth of heads. This lady was greedy, and all it took was $2,000 for her to show how greedy she was, and she ruined her business because of it. After all this went down, Keith Lee came online and made a response video to all of this.
To be honest, there's not much to talk about, but there are a few conflated and confused things that's going around about the situation. So let's talk about them. 3 days ago, me and my family went to Sweetly Seasoned Food Truck. Number one, nobody had any idea we was coming. They found out we was in Dallas like everybody else found out we was in Dallas because we was posting videos in Dallas. So in hopes of us coming, they had t-shirts made and they was on live all day. So me and my family wasn't in cahoots with none of this. We was all under the impression that they were a team and this was a normal routine for them. The barber being there, the braider being there, family being there, a lot of people being there. This is our first time here. We are customers. We have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Number two, I was never under the impression that haircuts was free. Again, my family was watching the lives. We knew that he was cutting hair for $40. So when we walked up and I said I want to get his $1,000 to the barber to do free haircuts and $1,000 to the braider to braid hair, it was because in the original video, the son said it was slow due to market.
And there it is. Keith Lee confirms that the money was for the barber and not for her, whether he cut hair or not. And he didn't even know that they weren't part of that lady's crew. And if that was the case, maybe she should have clarified to him like, hey, they're not here with me. If you're gonna pay them individually and not through my POS system. But instead, she kept quiet. And here's something interesting I noticed when Keith Lee told her he was giving $1,000 to the barber and the braider.
So we want to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can...
Her face instantly changed from happy tears to disgust. This lady's greed was on display from that moment. And from that moment, she was thinking about how she was gonna swindle the other people out of their money. Keith Lee continued to clarify why he didn't pay them all separately.
And the reason why I didn't pay everybody individually, the interaction that you see looked longer than what it was. It was really only like a 5-minute interaction. Within that 5 minutes, 30 to 40 people pulled up. They was pulling up in droves. That parking lot was getting deep fast. And for me and my family's safety in general, I don't ever carry cash around. And 9 times out of 10, if we tip, we always do it through the POS system. And even if we wanted to do it a different way, Zelle and Apple Pay wasn't an option because it was 4 or 5 people at the same time on live. So for safety reasons, they wouldn't be able to say their phone numbers or their personal information out loud. And as far as them taking my phone and putting their number in on Zelle themselves, I wouldn't hand my personal phone to nobody. So the POS system was the option that made the most sense.
And I totally understand his point of view. I myself don't carry cash either, and I certainly wouldn't be handing anyone my personal phone, especially someone I don't really know. He also clarified about the whole divvying up the money situation, and this is what he had to say.
Last thing I'm gonna touch on is the son is misconstruing something that I said, and I don't appreciate it. After I said out loud in detail what we deemed the money to be used towards, I also said y'all can divvy it out how y'all feel necessary. Meaning, after the money hits, because it's a POS system, it don't hit the same day. Y'all can send it out through Apple Pay, through Zelle, through Cash App, through check, through cash, however y'all feel necessary to spread it amongst the team. I thought and I still think that that's a very clear statement, but it's being misconstrued, in my opinion, intentionally misconstrued, that I said and the mom and the son can say who get the money and who don't get the money.
Yup, she fucked up and she deserves what she got, to be honest. Because again, it goes back to what I mentioned before. She really fucked herself out of so many future profits due to the Keith Lee effect for what? $2,000? Not even $4,000 because $2,000 of it was hers. For $2,000, this lady fumbled the biggest blessing she could have ever gotten in her line of work. After all the backlash, she did try to walk it back and put out this video asking Sherelle, the lady we played at the beginning, to come get her money.
Hey everyone, I am reaching out to you guys today because my son, he already called or texted, however, he got in touch with Sherelle and asked her if she can come pick up the money. From what I hear, she is refusing to get it. So now I am asking, and I'm asking my followers to please tag her and tell her Sweetly Seasoned is asking her to please come pick up their money. Okay? I am here on Forest Lane and Ardelia Road. Please. And also, if you guys want to come out and support, please, I am here. I'm not going anywhere. All right. Thank you.
But this is just her trying to save face and save her business at this point. But honestly, I think it's a little too late for that. You ruined your reputation for some dollars, and once Keith Lee gave his response, I don't think there was any coming back from that. And apparently, she did pay the price because her business is listed as permanently closed on Google now. But rumors are she's just operating under a different name. But what a way to fumble the bag. Do you guys think her business could ever recover? I want to know y'all's thoughts in the comments below. And join the Discord. Link in the description. Peace.